So I thought I would do a video, get ready with me, just like Nat's, but except with Sharon instead of Nat, because I just got a new computer. The last MacBook that we bought was about 5 or 6 years ago, so I think it had a pretty good run. And honestly, it was still working, but the battery needed service, and the specs on it are pretty outdated because it was the technology that was good 6 years ago. So now we could get like a much more powerful computer. So I got one that's light. So I got a MacBook Air. They have the new MacBooks right now. They're really beautiful. They're like gold, and the keyboards are just very like clean aesthetics. But for the price and for what kind of computer you could build, it wasn't worth it to get the pretty one. So we got MacBook Airs, and I kept mine at the same 13-inch. Simon got the 11-inch, but I was using the 11-inch one at work, and I thought it was too small, so I kept the same size. But this is my new computer. But with Apple products, it's like anticlimactic because I'm like, it's the exact same thing as my old computer, only a little bit better. It's not like, when you used to get like a phone or something, you'd be like, well, this one does this. And I remember when I got my first Nokia when I was like Morgan's age, and it came with, you could snap the back off, and you can like put these cardboard templates, so you could like change the image underneath the thing. And they also had blank ones, so you could like color on them. And then you could put them on so like your phone would look different. That was cool fun. It also had a flashlight at the bottom. It was just like, wow. Even that still, I'm like, that was really cool technology at the time. And now it's just like, everybody has an iPhone. And I've had an iPhone 5S for like year and a half. And I'm like, I need the 6. Because I'm like, everyone else's pictures looks amazing to me. And mine, there's no reason. It's literally psychologically like what I've been conditioned to think. But oh, my thing went to sleep. And I couldn't figure out how to do a video. I was like, how do you do a video on this thing? And I was using Spotlight Search to look for a video. Nothing. Yeah, it turns out it's Photo Booth. So this is filmed with Photo Booth. I'm in my bedroom. And I can show you. This is my makeup table. It's a desk that we got online used. And I have some things there. And a small mirror. And my hair things there. And then I have my makeup in these drawers. So there's the eyeliners and eyeshadows. And then this one has the other. So we are getting ready because we're going to go to the mall, and after, let's see, it's 4 o'clock now. Around 7 o'clock, we're meeting Robert, which is Simon's brother, and his girlfriend, whom we've never met, for iftar. Iftar is the evening meal where Muslims break their fast, so they're not allowed to eat or drink or smoke or chew gum or anything all day during daylight hours. And then when the sun goes down, the meal that they use to break their fast is called iftar. So it's every day during Ramadan for like, I guess it's 30 days. And usually they start off with eating a date, and they drink some water, and then they usually have like a broth, some sort of like very light soup, and then it's like carnage. It's like so much food. So we've already been to like 3 iftars this Ramadan. The first one was with, I guess I should actually start getting ready because otherwise, but I'm not good at this like Natalie is, multitasking. I'm like, now I'm putting on my primer that Natalie told me to buy. Next, I'll put on the eyeshadow that Natalie told me to buy. Anyway, so the first iftar we went to was at this place called Tom and Serge, which is an Australian cafe that is just really good. Like, these 2 chefs from Australia like came over to Dubai, and they were like, what Dubai needs? Cafe culture. Like, there isn't like a cafe culture, where you go, have lunch, maybe bring your laptop. Someplace you could maybe like sit for a couple hours enjoying coffee and some conversation with your friends or something in a nice relaxed place that isn't a chain. So they opened this restaurant called Tom and Serge, and it's one of our favorite places and one of most people in Dubai's favorite places because they just have really good quality salads, They do some wraps, and their menu changes a lot, and they have really good desserts. So during Ramadan, they close during the day, and they open during the night, which they're usually not open at night. And they do this thing called Rule the Roast, which maybe you saw on my Snapchat. They just do roast dinner, and you go in there and you pay, and then they give you a plate and they put everything on it, and it is so good, like so good. It like tastes like a homemade roast I'd do, but without 3 hours worth of dishes to clean up afterwards. Cause it's a lot of work to do a roast dinner. Then the next one we went to was an iftar for my company, which we had in a Ramadan tent, which is pretty common thing. Like in this part of the world, they'll put up these giant tents. They do them for weddings as well, and they're air conditioned, everything. They have bathrooms and everything, and they will serve food. So they had this huge giant buffet, 8 tons of food, giant amount, like so many desserts and stuff to choose from. So that was nice. And then we went last week when we were supposed to be volunteering. I literally cannot talk and do this at the same time because I don't remember what I'm supposed to do first. I think I do my eyeshadow first. So I'm going to use the MAC one that the MAC one that I got in Cayman Island. It's funny because I have worn this like a lot since I've gotten it. I thought it was sort of like special occasion type, but I've actually worn it to work like most days since I've been back. What I like about it is that it's like shimmery, and I feel like it makes me look awake, and I don't feel the need to wear eyeliner with it. Like if I put this on and then curl my eyelashes and put good mascara on, I feel like that makes me look like awake and done enough that I don't need eyeliner. So that's good. Okay, so the iftar, last week we were supposed to volunteer, and I think you saw on Snapchat again, we got there and they were done. They had closed early and didn't mention it on their Facebook page. So 2 of my colleagues were supposed to come volunteer with us, but they were still back at the office. And I messaged them and told them that, like, okay, there's no one here. And they were like, well, you want to have iftar together? And one of the colleagues, Khalil, he's Egyptian, so he suggested this Egyptian restaurant that I've never heard of or been to, which I love that kind of thing when somebody tells me there's a good restaurant that I would never otherwise just come across. So we got there, and someone was like reading reviews online, and everyone was really like happy with it. And again, so much food. There was like a couple rice dishes. It was interesting. There was like peanuts and some sultanas, like raisins and stuff in the rice, and like this neat spice mixture, and lamb, and lots of meat, and it was very good. And then tonight, we were going to this Lebanese place that piqued my interest when I tried to make reservations for my boss and his family to go. They were like, we're sold out, like we're fully booked for tonight. And I was like, oh, this must be a really good place. Again, that I would have never chosen to go to. But it's a Lebanese place in the mall. And Simon thinks that his brother's going to cancel on this because, well, to be fair, that seems like something he'd do. He's not a bad guy. He's just young and, doesn't really see commitments as commitments, I guess. But hopefully we'll go. And if not, Simon and I will have dinner probably. And I feel like I've sort of already run out of material. I'm like, okay, so now I'm putting on concealer. You can see I still have like this discoloration from my birth control, which this doesn't bother me up here, honestly. I'm like, yeah, fine. This, I don't like looking like I might have a mustache. Because you don't know if people think, like, do you just need to get your upper lip waxed? I'm like, no, it's hormonal. But even that doesn't bother me that much. So I try to put a little concealer on and see if it helps. Not necessarily. My eyebrows need threaded. It's been a couple weeks and they're starting to be unruly, but this is what it is now. We went to CrossFit this morning, and I was like, can you see me, or am I like not even in the thing anymore? We went to CrossFit this morning and we worked on clean and jerks, which is when you have a barbell with weight on it, and you basically you're picking up the barbell, but you're using your legs to kind of like throw it up, and then as the bar is kind of floating up because of the power from your hips and legs, you kind of physically get under the bar so you can lift something, and it's like something you can lift something much heavier than your arms themselves can handle because you're using your whole body. And then you get to that point, and then you do a little dip, and then you, like, in that dip when the bar is again floating for a split second, you throw your legs out under it as you throw it up so that your legs are like catching the weight. You can look it up easily if it's an Olympic weightlifting move. But it was good because anything with weight overhead, I get nervous with my shoulder, but that also ends up meaning that I don't push myself as much as I should. So today I was grateful that our coach was like, Sharon, put weight on your bar. Like, you could handle more than's on there. Because I would just be like, this is fine. And then we did a workout, which was farmer carries, which is when you just hold two heavy weights, like with your arms straight down. And you have to walk like back and forth with them in your hands, which usually like it's hard to grip the heavy weight that long. And, you got to keep like your core and everything. And then we did kettlebell squats, which is when you have two kettlebells like this and you squat all the way down and up. And then we did 10-calorie row, which is rowing on a rowing machine until you burn 10 calories 6 times, 6 rounds of that. So that was like, I think that was like 13 minutes. Pretty hard workout. I like it because my Fitbit that Simon got me, it has my heart rate on it, which, again, like with this really intense exercise, I'm like, do I ever get close to dying and I don't realize it? Because sometimes it feels like, oh my God, that was really hard. And I'm like, is my heart like Sharon? If you had pushed just a little harder, you would have passed out and died. But, again, taking things easy and being like scared to hurt myself, not pushing myself enough. So I looked it up, like what your target heart rate should be. And they say it's 220 minus your age. So that's like your max heart rate, and then you should only go to like 85% of your maximum heart rate, which for me, I think is like 160 beats per minute. And even today during that hard workout, I checked my heart rate and it was only at 142. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Like, I thought I was pushing pretty hard, and I'm not even approaching my 85% of max quite yet. Like, I'd have to go quite a lot harder. So it's good though. And I think like seeing your resting heart rate go down is very motivational. Like it says right now that my heart rate's 79 beats per minute, but I don't know. Is it like because I'm talking and I'm like this and I'm trying to do stuff, and because resting heart rate's like 55, 60 maybe, which I'm like it should be lower. So, but it's good, right? Good indication. Okay, so I did my eyebrows with this little brow thing. Basically, I went into Sephora because I realized I was using this MAC brow thing that I got like 7 years ago, and I was like, this can't be still working. And I'm like, just because you haven't used it up doesn't mean you don't need a new one. So I went in to see what kind of brow options they had, and they had a couple different ones. I mean, the Sephora's here aren't as good as the Sephora's there, so they don't have everything. But so they had this, which was like a whole kit. It has like highlighter and setting wax in 2 different colors, which I've actually never used this one. Maybe I should try. And a couple little tools. So for the price, I chose this one. I've been pretty happy with it. But I feel like you guys are gonna watch this and be like, Sharon, that's not what that's for. You did it all wrong. I knew it did. Oh, and I remember when I did this at the house, Natalie was like, oh, you put yours directly on this sponge. That's cool. So, yeah. Can't all be perfect, I guess. Oh, I'm going to turn on my straightener. See, this has a temperature gauge on it, but I thought, you guys should tell me, I thought that you should put your straightener at like the highest setting because what you wanted was high heat for a very short amount of time. That was what was best for your hair. I don't know where I got that information from, but you guys tell me if you think that that makes sense, because it sort of makes sense to me. It's like, because even when I'm thinking of cooking, like if you have fish, which is very delicate. No, that's not a good example. Well, it sort of is. Fish is delicate, hair is delicate, right? And you would cook fish, like you'd want to cook fish quite quickly, not be like doing it on a low heat for a really long time. And like something like steak, definitely. Steak should be like really high heat. Although steak's tougher. Is hair as tough as steak? Tell me what you guys think. So I just go ahead and put this on. This is still Bobbi Brown BB cream that I got with Mom like 2 summers ago. Or was it last summer? Yeah, I guess it must have been last summer. That I've like only just ran out of, so that's pretty good, right? But I just replaced it, and then I was asking Natalie and Cayman Island, Grand Cayman, which BB cream she recommended. But then I was like, why, you're not gonna go buy one right now? You just bought one. So I'll ask you again in a year when I run out of this bottle. Cause shit's expensive, you know. So yeah. What else? I hate this deodorant nonsense I got going on here. I probably put too much on. I see TV characters and they're like, I'm like, which, who's right, you know? We've been reading The Power of Now. Oops, I popped up in my Wunderlist, which, if you haven't used it, best app ever. Best app ever. Wunderlist. Swear to God. If you have tasks, like even, I don't know, Morgan and Olivia, how much you would, actually, I think you would really use it for school. Because the thing that I love about it is you could just open up a web page on any computer and type in wunderlist.com and there's your entire list. You can assign things to people. You can put due dates, reminders on every single to-do item. It's just amazing. You share lists and stuff with people. So like I have shared grocery lists and different like household lists with Simon. And then when I did handover before I left on vacation, I could just share my to-do list with the people at work. It's like such a beautiful, simple app, and they have a pro version, and I would gladly pay. I was like, please, yes, if it was $5 a month, take my money, because I appreciate what your product has done for my, like, I'm just so much better organized at work and stuff. But the pro version is like way too advanced for what I need. The pro version would be like actual companies using this as like a company-wide software. I don't know how they manage it, man. You could even attach documents and pictures and stuff to do items. I just really love it. Really, really love it. I used to just download apps like hoping that they would help my life instead of waiting for a need for an app and then searching for that app and finding the best one. So, but you know, that's just another way I've made my life hard. When we go back to like how I put all the stuff in the footwell, and I do weird stuff like the other day I was eating an apple in the car and then I was done and my hands were a little bit sticky and I was like, oh, but you bought wet wipes and you put them in your glove box specifically for reasons like this. But in my head I was like, this isn't a good enough reason to use one of the wet wipes. Which is also why I burned my fingers that time cutting peppers, even though I had a box of gloves under the sink specifically for cutting peppers. This isn't a good enough reason to use one of those gloves. So I've like had to like keep telling myself like, this is what the reason for this is for. Quit making your life harder. Just put things in the trunk. Just use the wet wipe. That's why you have it. Like there's not a special occasion for that wet wipe. And also it's like a pack of 30, so let's calm down. I don't know. So I use BB cream and then I use the Bare Minerals Foundation Powder, which I bought this Christmas like years ago, almost 2 years ago, and it's not even, well, I guess it's more than halfway gone now, but it lasts a really long time, and I liked it because I like to leave it out, and it's sort of pretty, and it was, I remember it being like $40, which I thought was a pretty good deal for this big old thing of something I use every day that I could leave out. It's like pretty enough to leave out on my thing, but it looks really dirty right now. So this is the Sigma brush that Natalie told me to get. I just use this as like, I don't know, what do you want to call this? Like a finishing step so that my, I don't know, because I don't like wearing thick foundation. So the BB cream I like because, for one, it has SPF in it, and I think it evens out my skin tone a bit, but I don't think it's enough, especially with like this going on, which honestly you can still see it a little bit, but like I don't care as much that you're able to see a little bit as I would care to feel like there's a lot of thick foundation on my face, because I don't like that feeling. So don't care. People that are important don't seem to even notice, so clean this. That's better. See, it's sort of pretty, huh? I didn't drink enough water today, which I'm usually like the most hydrated person in the world, so one moment. This girl at work, Kim, whom I have to work closely, she's very nice, and I consider her a friend. Her only downfall is that she complains a lot. Which I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and do our jobs and stop bitching, because you have to do it. And if it's like if you're having the problems you're having, there are ways that you could solve them. Like, first of all, don't act like a victim all the time at work, because no one's really out to get you. Everyone's just at work, you know? So I'm sure the same, well, I don't know. No, I'm going to redact that. But anyway, she kept making these comments when we go out to lunch, these jokes, like, I need a glass this big because I don't drink enough water because I'm so busy at my desk all the time that I don't get up. So I brought her one of these Tervises from home. I was like, here you go. Yeah, I know you need water. She's like, oh my God, it's so big. But yeah, I like those. I got one at Grand Cayman too. Okay, now I'm going to put on, this is Bobbi Brown bronzing powder, which I don't think Bobbi Brown is like that great of makeup, but you know, I bought this and I still have it. I did really like how it looked when the woman in the store put it on me, which, Morgan and Olivia, you were there. We were at Nordstrom's. Maybe you remember. So that's why I bought it. And what I like to do, because I saw Natalie do it in one of her videos, is to put a little bronzer up here. And I feel like it really did make a difference in how my face looked. It's weird. Like, oh, she's just been to the beach or something. So I was wearing like just this as the blush, but I don't know, I've started using, like Natalie says she loves blush so much and she has 500 blushes. I have 2, literally. Well, that's a bronzer. I have 1 blush then, I think. Oh no, I got like a gel one that I bought at Boots and put in my purse. So, okay, this is NARS Outlaw. And I guess I just use the same brush because I don't have another one. Just like a bit. I feel like I can do a little bit more color on my cheeks when I'm only wearing this eyeshadow, because I'm not going to put eyeliner on too. And then I got, if you guys remember, Natalie, I don't think you were there. I think it was me and Olivia, and then Morgan was there and she left at Ulta. I got this brush and this, which Natalie recommended, except they didn't have the color she recommended. So this is Becca Moonstone. So it's not as pretty as the one that Natalie had, but I think it does the job. I wish they sold these things in like 3rd size for 3rd price, because I'm never ever gonna use all this, right? It's gonna like long expire. Because you need like so little of it. Just do like a little touchy, like my sister told me to. then this Tarte eyelash curler, which again I'm sure Natalie recommended. I feel like she at one point said something about me having Asian lashes. Does that ring a bell? And then this Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, which again, like Natalie told me to buy. I like this one if I'm not wearing eyeliner. If I am wearing eyeliner, I feel like it's like a bit too much for me. The thing I like a lot about doing my makeup like this for work is the other women in my office they don't really wear, I wear more makeup than probably most people in the office. Kim, I don't think like wears any. And then the other girls, like maybe just very light makeup. But I think that when my makeup looks nice, that I could get away with wearing like more casual work clothes. Because I used to wear like dresses and stuff to work, and I really don't like it because I think it slows me down because I like to like sit on my leg and stuff at my desk, and our company doesn't have clients coming in or anything, so I don't have to worry about that. This Coral Tonic, this is weird actually because when I got back from vacation, I looked in my makeup drawer and I was like, I felt like this stuck out in my drawer as something that wasn't mine. But then I looked at the color and it says Coral Tonic, and I have like a memory of Coral Tonic, so I'm like, maybe it is mine. So I still can't figure. Probably what happened is it is mine, and then my friend that stayed here, because I was like, use what you want, you know? She's like, I used all your cosmetics. She probably pulled it from the back or something, and I forgot I had it, but it's actually a pretty color. But I'm not like a skilled lipstick wearer, so I usually try to just like put it on pretty lightly so when it inevitably falls off, it doesn't look awful because I totally forget about it by like 9 a.m. And then these are what I wear all day. Love those. Okay, so that's my makeup, and then I'll just straighten my hair. Which I was surprised that when Morgan said that she hadn't heard of Cloud9. I mean, I hadn't heard of it either, but I thought for sure you guys had. The woman that does my hair, I told you, Polly, she's so sweet. She's my age, and she goes to the same CrossFit place. It was really, you're going to think this is really gross. So she's come, I've seen her before because her salon is in the same building as the CrossFit place. So I've seen her before come and meet people when they were done with their workout to go, well, I saw her one time meet this one of our other friends, Donna, like, oh, I just got done with my workout, and now she's going to come to my house and do my hair. So I was like, hey, can I meet you at the salon, or can you go? She's like, okay, I can come to your house. So I was like, okay, it's okay if I'm going to be all sweaty and stuff. She's like, yeah. So then she shows up at CrossFit, and I'm like, oh, man, that was a really, really hard one. And it was like a really hard workout that day. That was, like, defeating. Because sometimes they schedule it where the entire workout is just, like, that one was, like, using all your arms. And my arms are already, I feel like my arms are crappier than everyone else's arms because of my shoulder issues. So things like push-ups, pull-ups, and lifting weights with your arms, like I feel like my arms, it's a lot harder on them. It's probably not even true, but that's how I like to look at it. So, but it was very, very hard workout, and it was very defeating, not in a good way. I think it was bad programming, actually. So she came and met me, and then I drove us to my house, and when I got there, I was like, is it okay if my hair is sweaty? She's like, yeah. I was like, do you want me to go wash it or anything? She's like, no, you're fine. So I was like, should I go put an old t-shirt on? She's like, yeah, if you want to. So I went upstairs and into the bedroom here and put an old t-shirt on, and then I took my hair out of the hair tie and I brushed it with the tangle teaser, and I came back down, and she was like, did you just wash your hair? And I was like, no, this is sweat. Like, it was literally that sweaty. And she's like, oh. And I was like, Oh my god, did I just do this thing where you're like, oh yeah, it's fine if it's sweaty, but you meant not that sweaty. So she's like, let me just dry it. So she started blow drying it. And I was like, oh my god, am I the grossest person you've ever met? And she's like, smell my hands right now. And I was like, oh my god, Polly. But the thing is, she does CrossFit too, so, you know, it doesn't really gross her out because, like, she understands. But, yeah, I really sweat from my head. So yeah, so I was talking to her about straighteners because my old one is so bad, and that's the only thing I ever do to my hair. So I was like, I was thinking about a GHD, but I haven't even been brave enough to look at how much they cost because I thought they were like $400. And she's like, oh no, don't get a GHD, get a Cloud9 because they're better and they have temperature control on them. So I just got this. This is actually like I think my second time using it. So it does work so much better. And I don't know how to do anything else with a straightener yet, like curl my hair or anything, but maybe one day I'll give that a go too, you know? Because that would be useful. But yeah. So I guess that's about it. What else can I tell you ladies? I enjoyed hearing all Olivia's blog things. Like, she's funny because she's like, Olivia, you're like, you didn't respond to any of it. But no, I liked hearing your ideas, and I didn't look at Pinterest yet, but if you put all your color ideas and stuff, Simon was like, she has a good eye for, like, your Polaroid pictures and stuff. I don't know, maybe Natalie can chime in here, but I think, like, the reason I have a blog, it's like for my own, it's like for record, but it's also because I think that the more you create content kind of thing, like, it makes you better at it. So, like, my goal would be to, like, write a little bit and then, you know, just, like, make me a better writer and help me, like, have a voice, you know, help me. And it's also, like, therapeutic for me. But same sort of thing. Like, if Olivia had a blog and she just started posting her daily outfit and she took a picture of it and she said, this is where this is from, this is where this is from, this is why I put it together. If she started doing that, I guarantee, like, in 3 weeks of her doing that 5 times a week, she would get new ideas and she'd be using things more creatively and she'd be remembering, hey, that one shirt that I wore with this outfit, I bet could look nice with this. And she would start to, it would help her grow because she would have, like, an outlet, which I'm sure is the same with Natalie with makeup, you know, like, the more she does videos, then the more she, you know, she's exposed and the more she learns about, like, video editing and how to, you know, use all that different technology you need and stuff. So, do. Just do. Do the thing. Doing the thing is the thing. You know? Okay, well, this is me then done. What time is it? 4:35. So Simon and I could go to the mall for about 2 hours and then go meet Robert for dinner if he doesn't blow us off. And then we will come back here probably and probably watch a movie I don't like. I can't, there's, like, nothing that I like right now. No TV shows, no movies. Can't think of anything, seriously. Like, all the shows that I like are gone. I don't know, I've really lost interest. I'm looking for, I always want to, like, fall in love. Like, I don't like to watch TV just to watch TV. Like, it has to be something where I want to absorb every detail of it, which I felt about The Office. I felt that way about Breaking Bad. I used to feel that way about 30 Rock because I felt like the people that were making it were so smart and that I just wanted to, like, absorb their work, you know? 30 Rock's especially good for that, especially, like, the first couple seasons because they would put, like, 700 jokes into one episode, and Tina Fey talked about that in her book where, you know, they did, like, a couple seasons or something, and it was like, you gotta slow down because, like, the average viewer, like, they're not used to getting a joke every 3 seconds, and that's literally, like, what it was happening. It was like joke to joke to joke, and, you know, it's not like but it's like little subtle things, little political things, and it's very, very smart. Um, so, but it's like, what is there out there like that? I told you guys about Kimmy Schmidt, but I thought Natalie said she didn't like it, which is a shame. Um, so reading it is, which I'm reading. Did I tell you already? No. I'm reading The Power of Now, which, no, I'm sorry, The Power of Habit. I think The Power of Now is like The Secret. I haven't read that one. Or The Secret. The Power of Habit's very good though, and I know that it's potentially life changing like information for me because um yeah, if you just like understand like even so far in the book it's just like wow, you know, literally if you can just create the habit, then that's the only reason that people are, you know, highly recommended if you're into that kind of thing. But also, it feels sort of like homework, even though it's not. It's actually a really good read and it's not hard. But in my head, I'm like, no, I want fun. I don't want learning. So I don't always want to read it, which I should. Gonna work on that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed my first Get Ready With Me video. And it will probably be my last, but it was fun to talk to you guys. Even though you're not actually here, it was fun to talk to you guys while I got ready. I love you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.